I always remember drawing. I always drew. I can't remember a time when I didn't. And sometimes it's pleasure, sometimes it's not. It's hard to do. My first, I guess, introduction to art was when I was 2. This is relayed to me by my mother. I did my first mural at 2 years old. And I liked to paint and would do whatever was at hand. And at the time, it was whatever fell out of my diaper was now one. That's my first mural.
The first mural.
I've been doing it ever since.
Water soluble.
And I just always drew in school. And one time when I was 6 years old, some 8th graders came up to me and asked me if I could draw pictures of naked ladies. And they would give me a quarter. So I said, well, that's a pretty good deal. So I was getting $2.50 a week. And then one guy got busted, and then of course he ratted on me. So I remember sitting down with my teacher, Mrs. Canner, and she was scolding me, lecturing me how I was wasting my talent doing this. And I'm thinking, yeah, she's right, I could get 56. Anyways, that ended up. But I always drew through high school, and it was a great way to meet people, and I was shy in school, so it was a good way to meet girls. It was nice. So I ended up graduating high school and doing all kinds of newspaper or whatever I could in school. Murals in school, things like that. Then I went to school. I wanted to be an art teacher. That's how I started to be an art teacher. I went 2 years to Nassau Community in 67 and 68. And then 68.
Stay.
It
was bothering you, and very good.
Thank you.
Okay, yes.
In 68, I decided to go into the service, and I thought I would draw in Vietnam. I thought that would be kind of a neat thing to do. And so I did. And I started drawing pictures in Vietnam, and I took with me lessons that I learned from my professor in school, Dr. Ralph Hausman. And he used to give us assignments where you had to go to the Roosevelt Mall and sketch people shopping and walking around. So you had to be fast, extremely fast, constant, fast. That's how he liked to teach. And he taught us gesture drawing and contour drawing and subtraction, which was what Marlene had mentioned, with blacken the paper with charcoal, the chamois cloth, smooth it. Yes. Remove it with the, so you learn to see in a reverse way. Inverse. A contour drawing is where you actually look at something and take your pencil and draw without looking at what your hand is holding. So when you train your eye and hand to go together. Gesture drawing is you just never move the pencil off the paper. The point stays on it, so you get quick. And it was fun. And I remember the first time I had a life model, we had to do gesture drawing. And I'd never done a life model before. And I was 17 in college at the time. And I had come from the student center and had my smock on, and I had brought back all apples with everybody. So I come into the classroom, standing there with these apples, and the model comes and takes a rope off from the model. It's pretty shocking. I have done tons of work when I was in Vietnam. It's just, that wasn't my job, it was just something I did for an escape. And I used to do it actually for cigarettes, because guys would ask me to do pictures of their girlfriends. I get little pictures when they were at that prom, you know. And so it was kind of fun. So I brought just a very few sketches just to show you how they came out. And, these are over 40 years old. Wow. Right, so I'll start with just a few here. This is just a quick Sharpie. Okay, and I had a sergeant who never understood magic markers. He used to say, why do they call them magic markers when there's ink in them? This is when I did these, they actually became a relationship to me because they tell a story, and every time I look at them, even though they're over 40 years old, I can remember everything about them. I can remember that day, the temperature.
So
Great.
turn it
Sorry.
around.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And then through, this was, I ran out of it, but I kept doing it. This was a village, a little hamlet that we went through. I was in the back of the truck and I used to do that. This was off my runway. This was, I used to ask my parents to send me pencils and whatever you could, because there was no pro or anything there. So. This was a singer. She sang, and I can remember the song. It's Hey Jude by the Beatles. It wasn't very good, but it was popular then, so I just remember doing this, and it's really a nice thing for me.
Is that red?
Conti crayon. Conti crayon, right. These are, then I got watercolors, and I got to do the watercolor and magic marker. Somewhere, and this one. This is my favorite one. This is, I took what I had learned, and I wasn't doing backgrounds at that time, so just to me, it seemed like almost wasn't important for it. Just I wanted that quick, boom, gone. Next thing.
The feeling is there.
Yeah, because I would get bored with anything over 20 minutes. Maybe that's why I've been married so many times. This one also is one that was from the back of the truck. But this was done, yes, and this is done on typewriter paper, government typewriter paper. And if you want, you can look at it later, and it actually has the embossed eagle in the paper. That's when they had typewriters.
Yeah.
Remember typewriters?
Yes. And after that, I came back to the States and 2 tours. I came back and I wanted to finish being a teacher. And so I went down to buy my second half at Buffalo. And they said, you want to be a teacher? And I said, yes. And they said, well, you can't be. I said, why not? She said, well, the draft dodgers got the job, so you have to love it. So I ended up going back to what I was. What I had been in the Air Force, which was in electronics, so I just became an engineer, and I did that for 17 years. So the art thing went out very well. But I still drew. Oh, yeah, I always drew. And then I did political cartoons for editorial cartoons for 2 newspapers, local papers, Massapequa Post and Annual Record. And I did that, it was once a week. And it was kind of an interesting thing that I've never done before. So I went down, I applied, I took the application test for it, and it was kind of, they liked my work. So I printed a few. I have stacks of work. These are just a few that I can quickly show you, and if you want to see it, pass. This was actually when Cuomo, the father, was Mario was the governor, and this was Edgecotch was the mayor. This was when Michael was liberal. And this hasn't changed at all. It's still, we still have to pay taxes. And this one I kind of liked. It was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it shows them with the cork gun and the rubber tipped arrow. This one I liked. It was AIDS education.
Yes.
Doug.
Doug,
Let's go to the
so
camera.
there. Yeah, you have to go to the song,
This is one of my favorite ones, the Crossroads of Life. This was
School
okay. Just go, yeah. So I learned a lot from this, and I learned that how this was actually done. At the time, there was no computer. We didn't have computer like they do today. So I would do a pencil sketch, bring it into the editor, if he liked the pencil sketch, I would do a blue line. That made it camera ready. And then from the blue line, I would do the ink. And then the camera would take a picture of it, and you would not see the blue. Okay, so that's what, it took 3 drawings to make one. And he had a sign on his desk that I'll never forget. He said, "Your freedom of the press stops at my desk." And that was right, because if he didn't like it, you didn't get paid.
That had to be stressful coming up every week.
Actually, it is, but I find that it fit my personality perfect because I do my best work under pressure. And I liked it. It was the last thing to go in the paper, and they were always waiting for me.
You did that too.
It's kind of good. It's pressure. It's good. It makes you dig. Yeah. It doesn't.
Terry did it also.
Yes. But you can't dilly-dally. You know, like say, I'll do it. I can do it tomorrow. It's 5 minutes. You got to do it. It's over 10 minutes ago. So it was fun. And all these things that happen in your life you use today.
Yeah.
Right? So, that's okay. So, I don't know where I'm at. Then I joined Wet Paints. How I joined Wet Paints.
How did you?
Okay, I knew you were going to ask me that. I went to an adult ed class because I wanted to take some drawing classes just to be with other people rather than just doing cartoons. So I met Mario, who was the teacher, and then he told me about Wet Paints, and I went to see a show, and I was really impressed with Marlene's work, Dana Cook, a lot of people that just influenced me at that time. And then as I came into Wet Paints more and more people taught me in the short time that I've been here, which is 20 years already, I can't believe it, people that have left a mark on my work and my life because of Wet Paints. There's Jack, Mike Parisi, Danny Cook, even Gail Harper, believe it or not. She has some great stuff that she's just, and she says I inspire her, but actually it's the other way around, and it's kind of neat how everybody does that. So on Tuesday nights when we meet here for portrait night, it's always good. Even if you don't draw portraits, it's always nice to stop in, see what's going on, talk to people, and just get fired up to do something else. And it's kind of nice. It's a really good club to be in, and you should be in something that you like. Okay, so I can show you some sketch. Oh, I didn't talk about this. Is a really good one. This was I did in Vietnam also. This is a Vietnamese prostitute. It cost me $5 to have this done for her to stand there. And it's done in ebony pencil, which is what I was sent, and I love that pencil. I still have it. Still use it. Not sent pencil. So I was 19 years old at the time when I did this, and she was half French and half Vietnamese. Yes.
How'd you ever get that back?
How'd I get what?
Transport it back?
Sent everything back for nothing.
Right?
We sent everything back for nothing.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
they would come, and you had stuff to send in. Pack it up. Crate. Big crate. These guys would come in, you know, locals, Vietnamese people would come in with a big wooden crate, throw all your stuff in there.
Or were they framed, or were they?
No, it's just like this. Some were ruined, got ruined in the shipment over, you know, because it went by boat. And when packages like that came in these big crates, and these military guys would go to my mother's house and knock on the door, and she sees this big crate sitting there. She thought, well, I was in it.
Scary.
I was going to say the same myself.
But
You saw that?
I learned a lot there about everything.
Oh, that would say.
Then, just kind of like jumping in between the two things, I did theater art for a lot of years, and that's local at Creative Ministries, right. And I found a great love in doing that. And we've gone together to see shows, and
You saw a fantastic background.
it's fun. It's so much fun. And that is a totally different way of life because you be up late at night, you have to wait for the stage to be yours. And sometimes I had people from Wet Paints come to help me. I had Lydia come to help me, Jackie Gannon, Stella. So I have some photographs left of Joseph's Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And this was,
I saw that, I saw that.
yes, Annie was great. We had a lot of fun doing this. So this was one part.
Were you
This
taking
was,
backgrounds?
yes,
Sets.
yes, sets.
You did the sets.
And this is a
Wow.
camel. This was a camel. That's hard to see, isn't
The
it?
best part was when you took us after the show.
Yes, we
Oh.
would go upstage after the
We
show was
love
over
it.
and
We
see how it's all done back there.
That's a
Yeah,
camera.
that's a camel.
Yeah, really?
No.
No.
Made out of masonite.
Oh.
With airbrush.
So everybody-
Make sure you do it. Alright, then we get to here, which is an important part of drawing for me. I developed a relationship with doing portraits because they become a story, not only like a moment caught in time, but people have a story, and you can tell it through their eyes. So I learned to actually listen with your eyes, rather than you can learn with your listening with ears, but you can also listen with your eyes just by watching them. You can listen to their story, and then in your work you can portray that. This is a perfect example. This is Dolores Seminaro. She's a member of What Paints
Yeah.
also. So she modeled here, and this was on a Tuesday night. I did that. These are two here. This is a model that we have. Her name is Gina. This is a model of portrait rather of Lydia.
Oh, yes.
I think I've drawn her more than anybody, any other person outside of Mickey Mouse, I think. But I like putting hands in portraits. To me, that's also part of the story, is the hand.
I noticed that.
Where the hand goes, is that okay? And let's see, we have, these are colored pencil, I'm sorry. These are colored pencils. This is a Lydia, this was done across the street on Splashes of Hope
Yeah.
thing. And this I had done in Flushing. And this little boy sat there, it was such a great story. He just looked like he was ticked off at something. Because all his friends were playing baseball and he wasn't. He just sat on the curb there and I just thought, this is great. So I always keep a sketchbook in my truck and I would sketch something. And I saw that, I thought it would make a painting, and make notes on it and everything else. So it doesn't look exactly the way he actually was, but it doesn't matter.
It has a
It's the
feeling.
story that's there. So that works out okay. And then I keep one book that I do waitresses, just portraits of waitresses. And that's kind of funny. If you want to sketch somebody
Yeah.
and you're sitting in a diner, just start sketching waitresses. But they never stop.
Yeah.
They're buzzing back and forth, and it's kind of nice to see how fast you can go and just to get movement lines in people. So, this is my granddaughter, and that's a watercolor. That is a watercolor. These two are colored pencils. That's a watercolor. Okay. So I have some I just want to show you because these people you actually will know. They're not famous people, but they could be. This guy you'll know. You remember Alan? He posed here. These are all done here at that time. And I like doing life studies and life people because it's gone. Once that night is over, it's gone. There's no photograph, there's no other remembrance of that time, but this is it. And it's the way I saw it. It's not the way the camera saw it or the way somebody else saw it, it's the way I saw it.
It's the moment,
Let's see. Oh, this guy was Sayville Santa.
yeah.
He's
Mike.
he posts for us, Mike. Right, he's posted many times for us.
300 pounds.
He's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
She was a member, her name was Stephanie, she was a very short-time member and she moved away. And she had modeled for us also. This was a woman named Tara. This girl, I forgot her name, I can't remember her name, but maybe you remember her? Christine, right?
Yeah.
I got it.
Can't deny
I
that.
remember her name.
Uh-oh.
This is just some others that model. This is the same girl, Gina. Now, so I can do 2 in one night if you're fast enough, and I try to do in one sitting. So I was able to. So I tried to do that. So I don't want to do it after 20 minutes. I don't want to do it. I want to do something else. Oh, somebody else.
Good looking guy I am.
But I like it. I like the.
I love it.
I purposely put that hard pose there for you.
And then I like to do
Good move.
people that didn't even pose. They're just sitting there drawing. So.
Oh,
Yes.
that's beautiful.
Who's that?
Was that correct? No. What?
Everything pencil.
Avenue, yes, same one as this. Okay, that's Vanessa, and she had modeled a few times also. And then a lot of times we forget things, like people that we met here and have gone, and they leave a value that you discover something. So all of a sudden you discover a value and it was never really, you never thought about it until that they're gone. So this was one. And how valuable it is.
See it again? Yeah. Oh, great piece
The
of.
humor that he had and the value that he had to the club was
Yes.
it's amazing.
It's
So
got that in humor.
it is.
Yes.
So I try to make things simple. That's what I try to keep doing. Make it simpler and try to do more with less. And what was the last thing I wanted to say was everybody here has a gift. Everybody draws or something in that. And it's a shame that if you don't use it. It says you should use it, either on Tuesday night or you just sit home and do it. But you have to use your gift, otherwise it's not a gift anymore. It's almost an insult to give it back. So you should use it.
Paint only on the day you eat, right?
I eat. No, I have something else to do.
Paint only on the day you eat.
Well, a lot of times, I get tired of drawing and I don't want to draw anymore. So then I do something else. So,
Like woodwork.
yes, I like to make little boxes, little wooden boxes. So I just bought a few little wooden boxes.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen.
No. I'll start with one. This one's easy. This is a box. This is lace wood and zebra wood. That's where I keep my M&Ms. This one.
You should sell those.
I don't. I give them away as gifts because I prefer to do it that way. When they sell it, to me, it loses the value. It now becomes a piece of currency. When you give it as a gift, it's actually touching your heart. And this is kind of nice. This is birch and purple.
Can they smell?
Excuse me?
Does it smell nice? Can I smell it?
Smells like M&M's, right? This is
This is
three different woods. Three different woods. Walnut, maple, and birch. Here you keep Snickers.
Yeah. And here's your pencil.
Yes. This is cherry. Yes.
I'm in love with wood.
The way he handles wood is magical.
This one I like too. This is zebra wood. This was actually left over from yours.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, from your tusk. Yeah. And this is ebonized maple, and this is Bodega. It is. That's what it
And the
is.
gold.
And that's it.
Wonderful.
I just want to tell the
No
people,
questions.
no questions. Most of the furniture that Doug has in his house, he built himself. Which none of us can
Kitchen
say.
cabinets also with tall pegs for detailing, actually, you know, very detailed and very beautiful and highly finished. And
You
a
let me
lot of
guess.
it, he made it from pallets, you know, those transport pallets that they put merchandise on. It's rough, crappy looking wood, and, you know. He knows his wood, so he knows what's gonna be a good piece to work with, and you made the TV cabinet, which is about 8 feet tall and 3 feet, 4 feet wide, it's beautiful. And, wonderful work. He has multi-talented, which really should apprentice somebody before it's long in art. What made you start in art drawing? Is it just that you always loved it, or?
Just did it all the time. I don't, didn't, there wasn't a time when I did not do it. It was always fun to do.
Did you think when you were younger, I want to be an artist?
No, I didn't want to be an artist, but I would be an art teacher.
Okay.
I thought that was more productive than being an artist. Just like a job. How old was I? 1974. Because I couldn't afford furniture. One makes things hang for the back.
What's the purpose of it?
It's easy, you put the M&Ms in there.
I was going to say, you put the Hershey's Kiss on there and compliment your milk.
I thought you liked it.
It has no actual purpose, but it's part of the back.
You did good.
Any questions?
What are your plans for the future?
Thank you, Nikki. Okay, you want to hold it down a minute?
Keep doing it till you drop.
You tell us what he has to do. What his plans are, his future.
To make things more simple. That's my plan, to keep eliminating unnecessary stuff, getting more and more basic. I don't think that's abstract, maybe, I don't know, if I'm heading that way, I don't know. It's kind of a neat way to go.
Minimalist.
Minimalist, I think so. I kind of like that, I like to try to just do without shading, something without values, those are mine. That would work or not, I don't know, it's worth trying, so a lot of times I try it here and and you can learn from your mistakes, but of course it's better to learn from somebody else's mistakes.
I don't know if this is impressive when you learn from someone else as well your own mistakes.
A lot of times things have already been done, you know, but that doesn't matter. It's the discovery that you found, oh, I can't, even though somebody else had done it.
Right.
That's half the pleasure, is finding the stuff yourself.
Did you ever think of working with
You could
computers?
hold your diamonds.
No,
Now the tiara.
I can't see how that comes together. I don't see that.
I hope you ever have one.
Computer? I don't know, it won't be interesting. It will be the same. Some people are great at it.
I must have known
Yes,
that, you know, it's
that,
a feeling.
to me, that's a great day. That was a great September day, right outside here. It's great.
Look in the box.
Oh, Dolores.
Thank you.
Is that a lucky one? Tell me that it's a lucky one. Tell me how you like it.
God, that was good.
Your box.
I like that, Tom.